people on an island and say build a civilization, they'll build a civilization. Life always finds a way, regardless of who created this. And I always believe that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, again, you're dealing now with the influx of the creation in itself, but I'm going to the central source of the universe's existence, you see, which is what I want you to consider, because what we're saying in effect, listen carefully, my friend, the universe is contingent on parts. It's made up of parts. Something has to be necessary and not contingent on those set parts. It also has to be independent of those dependent set of contingent things. And that's a bit of a mouthful, which I said, but that's what to wrap you around it. So something has to be outside that set of independent things, which does not have parts, and it is subsistent of itself. Hence, its own existence is necessary for it to be self-explanatory. Are you following what I'm saying to you, or is it a bit of a ramble?
No.
Okay, excellent, good man. So in effect, what we've observed is something created the universe. Let's put God to the back burner just for a momentarily. So what we say is that whatever it was, it would have had a conscious will. It was impossible for the mobile phone, for example, it had a conscious will. Okay, everything the shoes that you wear, someone made them. It had a conscious will. The glasses that we're wearing had a conscious will. So what we're saying is something so astronomical would have had a conscious will.
I agree with you saying, but then if we created a collider, certain super collider, which is what it's created for, created a universe within a super collider, then what you're saying does make sense, but then you're saying give humans the power to create a universe from that. One particle to create the universe. And if we let a super collider out, it could go off the whole Earth, which is true, right? And I've been there myself, I've been to CERN. So,
and the CERN is the study of physics. I know, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
But it also says that we can create a universe. So something created the universe. And humans have done that. Which is maybe we created obviously something from nothing, which is amazing if you think about it. It's not.
No, what we're saying, we're already whatever. It's like Lawrence Krauss said in his book, a universe from nothing. Have you read that book?
Yes, I have.
So what he's actually said inadvertently, no, there is something, but he uses
there is something, but you can't explain it because
precisely.
He's saying it's like 95% of what he's saying is he's saying we can't explain what happened, but he's not sure, but he's sure what he's saying. It's like saying, okay, I don't know what happened 2,000 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. That's saying, like for example, Christians say Jesus looked like this. We don't know what he looked like because we speculate. It's speculation. He could have, fair skin like you. He could be like all people are saying is, okay, he's fair, light skin. That's not what the Bible's saying. It's what people are saying. So the deviation is we don't know what he looked like.
See, when it comes to Jesus and us, we believe God. Listen carefully, my friend. God is unlike his creation. This is where we stand out as Muslims. We're the only ones who stand out in this way, that we don't associate creation with the creator because he's beyond the creation. See, this is where it fits beautifully. It's not this nonsensical belief that a bloke becomes a god. Like for example, as you made mention of Jesus.
I say Jesus is a prophet to Christian, to you guys, to Christians. But Christians have made him into God because they see him as, okay, he's been talking about God, he's talking about how I'm his son, but then it comes back to everyone. If I'm correct, God is, everyone is God's son. So he come out and say, I'm God's son, I'm the son of God, but then everyone's the son of God. So
technically, you see, because
Christians have taken that to extreme.
What it is it's sad state of affairs in an age of education. They can't even derive what their scriptures are telling them. As you correctly stated, the term son of God literally means one who represents God. It's defined in Matthew chapter 5 verse 9, which says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God. So anyone who represents God is given this title. So Christians are insistent, no, but Christ is the Son of God. So then what we say as Muslims, that the language of the Greek New Testament written was ubiquitous.
Just come back to where the universe created. If Jesus, because obviously existed, but we don't know what he looked like. There's no physical evidence of him. It's like saying, okay, physical evidence of the universe. We don't know who created it, because we don't know who he is. But there's no image of God, so we can't
precisely.
So when they're picturing Jesus, it's like me picturing how the universe is created. It doesn't make sense.
So despite the fact that Jesus has made no such claims to being eternal, it even says in the book of Hebrews that that in the olden days God spoke through his prophets, and today he's speaking through his Messiah in Hebrews. So that means it was a time where Christ was not Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, so
There was a time where Christ
was a normal man. I was a believer in the faith, and he came across. He told everyone, "I'm the son of God." But then, if you tell someone you're the son of God, everybody's the son of God. So
precisely. But you know what? Let me explain something to you, my friend. In the recent, well, not recent, in the discovered Dead Sea Scrolls in Dagami, they find that the term "son of God" is interchangeable in usage with the term Messiah, prophet, one who is a judge. These are interchangeable synonymous titles. So you can change one title to the other. In effect, these are individuals who do God's work. So prophets do God's work. Angels do God's work. Those who do God's work are given this title, sons of God.
It comes back to when you ask Christians how the universe is created, they'll tell you something, but they'll derive it from because I've had a comment from a lot of questions saying, how was the universe created? Who created it? They say God. But they don't give exact answer either. It'll be like, okay, God created the earth in 30 days, but then it doesn't really speculate how the universe is. You're saying how the earth is created, not the universe. You're saying God created the universe, but where
or other nonsensical things like God created the universe in 6 days and he rested on the 7th. I mean, what type of God is this? Is he having a little Kit Kat or something, or afterwards he's knackered out?
I'm not dissing Christianity, but
so this is why Islam, brother, will make more sense to you.
It's more. I'm not saying humans are perfect. I'm saying you guys have gone over certain aspects. Christianity said, God's created the earth in, created the earth in 6 days. If that was the case and he rested on the 7th, then on the 7th day, what is he doing on the 7th day?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, but the thing is, why is it the key point here is why is he resting on the 7th day? For God's sake, I mean, he's trying to say, Gordon Bennett, I've had a real tough time making this universe. I need to have a little break now. This is not our concept of God. Our concept of God is no sleep or slumber overtakes him.
That's why when you ask a lot of scientists or Christians, where does the universe come from? They'll state something that's not irrelevant, but they'll say, how is that possible? Is it, let's put aside whether it's the creator. And they always say I was creator, but I'm saying, what if who created that universe? They put that creator aside.
Yeah.
Can you give me a nonsensical, non-religious type? But they won't give you that because to them, say they such a believer in God. I mean, I've got a friend who's a Christian, and he does obviously that part. I said to him, so apart from take your religious side out of it, who created the universe? And they will give a scientific. But I said, you combine the two, put religion together with science. You still can't do it because his religious side is conflicting the scientific side. You can't conflict either one or the other. And obviously we know that Islam had a big impact with science. You guys have discovered things in the 15th century that we didn't discover, and it's true. I mean, in the Arab world, we were backward. 500 and 600 years ago, Europe was backward.
It was, yes.
It was very backward.
Yeah.
You guys had to answer the universe, and we never answered. We still believe, the Earth was centre of the universe, right?
Yeah.
And the sun created. And the Arab world actually said, look, this is not true.
Yeah.
And that was back in the 15th and 16th century.
Yeah.
When obviously when the Catholic followers were saying, and the thing is, they'll never give you the exact answer. When you answer that question, okay, what happened 500 years ago? They're looking and go, you didn't say that. They said in the Bible though.
Yeah.
At one point, the Earth is centre of the universe.
Yes.
It isn't.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
If God created that theory, then the sun should be centre of the universe.
Yes.
Because that we
recirculate, right? Yeah, recirculate. Yes, exactly. So this is, I mean, obviously the Quran actually, we believe is the verbatim word of God, and it challenges anyone find a single contradiction in it.
I've actually read the Quran, the English version, and I compared it to reading the Bible. There's so much big differences in terms of how. Because I just looked at the part of how the universe created. It's two different. If you look at the Bible, especially the Old Testament, you look at the Quran. It's very different in terms of how someone goes deep about the creation of the earth and the creation of the universe. The Bible doesn't really go into detail like that. It says, okay, it's not much about the earth. I get obviously the earth, but we don't care about the earth. We care about the universe. Who created the universe? The earth is a very simple design. The universe is a major thing that we don't understand.
Yeah.
So that's what we don't understand about the universe. 95% of the earth we understand, but the universe, which is a very...
Yes. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's been good. I mean, I've enjoyed speaking to you. I mean, what do you think you've taken out of this conversation?
I mean, I've learned a lot. I've always thought some of these people tend to be more one-sided. It should be that you should always have both sides of the argument. Because I never see one side. I always see both sides. There's always a middle ground. Because religion and science always been together for the last 5-6 years.
See, Islam doesn't deny science, as you clearly established. The Muslims were the architects of much of today's established science. You see, in algorithm, in all different aspects of science.
Well, we don't. The Western world doesn't acknowledge that Islam especially Arab world, acknowledge science, and they were at 1.5 years. We were still stuck in the Middle Ages, you know, we still believe in fucking all this, and Islam didn't. And the problem is now we've come back to the 20th, 1st century, and everyone's come together, but Christianity's still backward in terms of what it believes. I'm not dissing Christianity, I'm not doing that, but I think it needs to come back into the...
I mean, it's a reality though. I mean, we're not here to diss anyone's religion, but always it's a brutal reality. But that's the Quran itself. You said you've read it, alhamdulillah, and what I'm saying to you is that it challenges. I mean, God actually challenges. Find a single contradiction in it, and if there is a single contradiction, it cannot be the word of God. But the test has not been seen as being...
There's so much contradiction in itself.
Yes.
If there's one single Bible, it should contradict itself. There are two different versions. One is saying one thing, obviously, the Quran always been saying.
Always
yeah, we do something on a memory level, it's the same thing. I remember this because I had 3 different Quran for different people from 3 different eras. One guy gave me his Quran at 8, so another one 50 years old. They're all the same. They're all the same in the English version. When you take the Old Testament, New Testament, it's so different. It's like looking at a book written 150 years ago, one written, now. Just a remake of that book. It's so different. The wording is so different. It should be the same, but obviously, according to Christianity, everything's the same. I mean,
that's brilliant. And we've got some more literature on the table, which I think you may find interesting. Maybe you want to come over and have a little look, and then take whatever you like, and then wrap up.